Good evening. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Leticia is my name. I hope you guys are well tonight. Oh, all right. I was just sitting here thinking, I'm tired of eating. Do you ever get tired of eating? What I mean by that is like you get tired of the same stuff. Like when there's nothing new and nothing is really appetizing or appeases your appetite. Even when you eat it, it's like, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's where I am right now. Like there's no really good places with good seasoned food. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I'm just at this point right now where I'm just like, yeah, like I should be in there making me some dinner. But instead I'm here doing a reading, trying to look at the energy for February because I just don't really have, I don't know, an appetite. I don't have a taste for anything. Matter of fact, I'm tired of eating. You ever feel like that? Anyway, so we're going to take a look at the energy for February. I do ask that you like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led to do so. And we're going to take a look at the energy for February. It's starting really good, and I hope yours is as well. I can't believe we're in February already. Like, I feel like we're already through, like I said before, like we're already through the year. It's what it feels like. Things the older you get, the more time starts to pass faster and becomes even less graspable, right? The older you get, the more time is going to fly. Believe that. So let's see, this month of February, what does this hold for us? Usually I do this, and I can't remember if I did one. Usually I'll do this before we even get into the month. We're only 5 days in, so I think it's still okay, but I like to get like a foreshadow of the energies for the month so we can kind of see what to expect and kind of, sometimes it's useful information. Before we do, though, I'm going to cleanse my space and I am going to light some Palo Santo. Okay, what you know about that Palo Santo? I want to even light it from the opposite end, because sometimes it burns to a point where it doesn't want to burn anymore. But it smells so good. I don't know if you guys know what Palo Santo, if you burn Palo Santo, if you've ever heard of Palo Santo, but it smells so good. It's so appropriate for winter. So let's see. Good things coming. I just feel that in my bones. If you would receive that. That is my gift to you tonight. Good things are coming for you. So get ready. Good things. Lots of good things. I did a reading for myself a little bit earlier, and it was like almost the energy of like moping around. Like, why are you moping around with things being so beautiful, so amazing right now? That was like almost the energy that I felt. But yeah, just know that things are going to get even better. Like they could be real good right now. They're about to get better. And I don't need cards to see that. I can see that clearly. Get ready. Oh, it smells so good. All right. Let's go ahead and see the energies coming out. I am using my Tarot and Crow Oracle deck because we just want to keep it real, right? Sometimes you just feel like, just keep it real. We're not going to BS. We're not going to sugarcoat, right? We're just going to keep it real. And that's okay too. Let's see. What is the energy for this month that we're already partway in for February? We're a little late for this message, but that's okay because it's better late than never. All right. I guess I'll take it. I'm going to take what comes out. So this month, it really feels like a pull. It feels like a pull. And this could be you pulling other people, or another person, or pulling something more towards yourself, having a sense of, I don't want to use the word control because that word gets us in trouble. Having a sense of influence in bringing things, bringing people your way. That's what I feel this month. February is going to be a very influential month. And it may be a month where we get to work with people, different groups of people, and collaborate and to join our efforts with others. It feels like a very collaborative month, the month of February. Yeah. And this seems like it's going to be a month too where there is going to be a bit of exploration. Maybe you'll be delving into places and energies and situations that you've yet to experience, and you're going to be able to, you know, satisfy your curiosity a little bit in February. That's what I see. We are going to clarify these energies, but let me just lay them out first. I feel like for some of you, it is going to feel really good. It's going to make you feel super fulfilled and abundant, having these different experiences this week. But there's something coming out here about the past. I don't know if there's something that's going to remind you or there's something that's going to keep coming up. It's like, like there's something that is ruminating. And it could be because some experience reminds you of something from the past, but it almost feels like maybe even wondering, is this real? Sometimes it's because of our past that we find it difficult to accept when things are really, really good. It's like, are you serious? You know, have you ever seen someone who has had a difficult life? Like, and I don't mean just because I don't consider myself have had a difficult life. Some people may look at what I've been through if I really shared it and they'll be like, oh, wow, that is. I don't even really see it as difficult compared to what some other people. I always say that there's always someone that would love to be in your shoes as hard as you think you have it. And so this feels like it could be someone that's had a difficult time and then arrives to a very beautiful experience. And because of the difficulty of the past, there's something that just keeps ruminating. And it could be like, is this real? Like, what did I do to deserve this? When did this happen? You know, it's almost like having a difficult time understanding the beauty of the moment in all of its wonder and all of its amazement because of the experience or because of maybe even certain mindsets that still have a grasp that's trying to come back in. And so I feel like this month you could possibly experience some challenges, we'll say, to release some old memories, to release some old mindsets, to release some old things from the past. This is not what it used to be. You've entered into a whole new energy, a whole new space. Whether you realize it or not, you have, okay? But it feels like there could be some challenge with the past, with certain experiences, maybe certain people. Now, what I will say though, sometimes the past will continue to ruminate and continue to come back around. When you're ready to put the nail in the coffin and shut that thing up and send it on down the road, you will. This may be the month where that happens, where you're just like, okay, we're done with that. Let's just put that over there. Let's go ahead and, you know, cover it with dirt because we don't plan to use that. Because there's something that beautiful is happening. I feel like you'll experience that, but there's also going to be the simultaneous realization of the past that tries to come in and overshadow that emotionally. You're worthy of this. I don't know who needs to hear that. And I receive that too. You are worthy of this. Don't question that. Don't second guess all the beautiful things that are going to unfold for you. Even the insight of what's coming towards you, it may be revealed this month. Don't second guess it. Just receive it, okay? Just receive it. Let's see here. All right. So, and then when we look at what the energy that's coming towards you just in a short peek, right? Whatever it is so obvious, right? You won't miss it. Whatever it is bringing in, and maybe this is going to be your opportunity to show, how stable and grounded you are. Maybe this is the opportunity for you to see that and realize that you've moved into a place of stability now. Yeah. And you'll realize that through how you might handle certain situations that used to, cause you to fold up and curl back and, shirt back. You may not be doing that this month. You may be really just standing bold and meeting things face to face as they are. It's like, well, what we doing? What we gonna do about it? Things that used to intimidate you or present some kind of danger, you may find yourself like facing that stuff head on. Like, you know what? I'm tired of running. What you want to do? It is what it is. Either you go, take me out, or you might as well go on about your business, right? I feel like you're going to be very bold and confrontational this month. You may need to be. You may have an opportunity to be. It may be something that can't be avoided. It's time to get it out of the way and face it. So there could be situations where you'll realize like you've come a long way. You're very balanced and conflict doesn't throw you off anymore. I'm seeing that. This might be a month to strengthen that. You'll be strengthened in that way too. So let's take a look and clarify some things. Be careful too. I feel like along with all of this good energy, there will also be negative influences. Like that's the beautiful thing of coming into this, beautiful opportunity, this beautiful place where you may have been working or maybe even dreaming, to be in this energy. Sometimes we step in that energy and don't even know we've arrived. It's like, remember, you asked for this 10 years ago. You remember you asked, and here you are in the middle of it, right? It is as amazing as you imagined it to be. Don't forget that you asked for this and you worked your way here. But along with the good things and those good moments and realizations will come the negative factor too, right? And so that can go both ways. There might be things to watch out for when you step into this new energy. Not overdoing it, taking things in moderation, making sure you're making good, grounded choices as you are choosing, right? And experiencing these new things, these new opportunities. And for someone, it feels like there's some type of experience you'll have that involves others. It involves others. And it involves you standing in a place where you may feel new to it. Could have something to do with you being placed in some type of position of leadership. I hope these cars aren't loud. I always forget I have my mic right here. You can't see it, but it's like literally right here. And it's a boom mic. So everything is like really intensified. And I forget that. When I'm shuffling on the desk, it's like boom, 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 boom. I don't really mean to bust y'all eardrums out like that. So forgive me. Count it to my head, not my heart. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it feels like some places you'll find yourself where you'll be having the opportunity to stand in leadership, to work with others, but don't overdo it. Like stay balanced in your decisions and what you choose to dabble in. And I'm saying that even right now because I had to take a couple of things off my plate this week because it was just too much. And y'all know I want to do everything. But the truth of the matter is, you got to be balanced. Number one, like if you want to be able to do things and go places and take opportunities, you got to take care of your health so that you can remain stable and grounded from day to day. How you going to do anything when you stay sick? So that's coming out here. Something about health, staying grounded, not overdoing it. And you'll have a chance to work with people. There's something about this too that's going to present an opportunity that may free you out of some type of mindset that you have that you've been trying to work through and break through, right? I feel like that might be why these old energies is so present during this month, because there's some things that you'll be working through to release yourself from this week as you have an opportunity to step into this new place. And it does feel like maybe working with others or combining efforts with others. It also feels like leadership. It also feels like being guided here too, right? Being guided here because there's something that you've come to give. There's something that you offer to the whole, okay? And so February is all about operating in this new energy, in this new capacity. Don't overdo it. Operating in this new capacity, enjoying this new environment for some of you, this new space. Why is Ghost here? So there's something here from the past. What is that? 9 of Cups and 6 of Cups. Memory. Page of Cups and 3 of Pentacles. Abundance. This month you may find a lot of creativity, and you may tap into that creativity in a specific way. And I get this often in my messages, turning, like transmuting or alchemizing, right? There's somebody will be alchemizing emotionally, and maybe even turning, these difficult things that will be ruminating, trying to remind you of where you came from. Someone will be alchemizing that, right? And I feel like this is going to be kind of like a challenge or a test of sorts, because it could go one or two ways. Like either you can have that pull you back, right? You can either have it pull you back out of this new energy back into the old unreconciled energy I'm hearing, or you can utilize that and transmute it and alchemize it into the new, integrate it into the new. So you have your work cut out this month, because there's going to be things that come up from the past, and some of it may be challenging. Some of it may be things that you need to deal with and stop running from, or stop just trying to ignore it and just face it head on. Some of it may be around, to get specific, I feel like some of this may be around being able to appreciate and enjoy. I feel like for some of us, or for some of you, you've stepped into a very abundant place. And the challenge with that is that you don't get too comfortable, that you forget that you used to, dream of being here, that you worked hard to get here, that this was once a fantasy or a dream, and not to forget how you worked to get here, right? Not to forget the price that you paid to stand here. So in your heart, this month, there's going to be just a lot, and it may feel heavy, but it depends on how you look at it, right? When these things come up, like this one we're talking about, losing that sense of gratitude and not allowing it to become like, oh, that's just, or not allowing yourself to step into an energy of becoming, what do they call that? Privileged, There's a resistance Spirit is asking you to take against allowing yourself to step into that energy. You may very well be, but to take that perspective means to feel like everything needs to be given to you. Like you don't have to work for it. No, you work very hard to get where you are. And there's a need to continue to work to keep that, right? To maintain that, to understand the cost of it, right? And so I feel like emotionally, there's going to be a lot of reminders of you to keep a certain perspective and a certain appreciation, right, for what you get to experience. Mm-hmm. You aren't always where you are. However, you get to experience that right now, you know? And, you know, it may be difficult dealing with memories. I keep getting that energy of ruminating, and that may be something that needs to be held at the forefront so that we stay aware and work to not just overcome it, but to turn to alchemize that, to turn those thoughts, those old repetitive thoughts that operate without us even asking it to, without us even recognizing or realizing that, oh, that's an old mindset. We don't even do that or think like that no more. That's not even the current situation. Why is that still coming up? Because that can mess up the good thing. You know, you can be having the time of your life and in the best days of your life and mess it up by old mindsets. That's what self-sabotage is. So we'll be working on that this month. Being aware, that came out, that's been coming out a lot this month. Awareness, awareness, awareness. Being aware of these memories, right? Of these triggers. There's something about taking that and transmuting that into what we need it to be. So it would be useful emotionally. How would we do that? That's a great question. How would we do that? How would we transmute triggers and old energy into something that we can work with? Journaling is always a good prompt. Need I say meditation, right? You can channel that energy and those thoughts into something positive, something creative, right? That's where some of the best art comes from, might I say. So it's going to be a lot happening emotionally for you to keep up with. It's going to be a busy, and as you can already see, we just 5 days into February, and it's already like, okay, wow, it's weighty, it's heavy, right? So you may feel that, but also imagine if you can transmute that energy, that heaviness. Imagine if you can transmute that, the weight of what you can transmute that into, right? And so it may be an emotional, a heavy, a month that takes a toll on us emotionally, but this is work that we need to do. It really is. It's work that we need to do. And so this is all about us realizing who we are, maybe even what we've come to do, what we like to do, what we're being called to do. And part of that is working around what used to be, like working around maybe the pain and the disappointments. I would love to say that everything's always going to be good, but the truth of the matter is it's not. There's going to be things that we have to work on and that we have to forgive ourselves for, and that we have to forgive others for, and that we have to accept and allow them to work themselves out, and so, but that does not negate our abundance. That's the thing. It's realizing that, okay? In spite of all this stuff going on, that doesn't change my intrinsic value. That's what's key to remember. So it might be a heavy month, but that's okay. That is okay. Now let's see what's coming towards us. in the month of February. I'm hearing you cannot hide. So stop playing. Stop playing with me. You cannot hide. Mm-mm. And we may be talking about the truth, right? And the truth may be around, you know, it may be around some understanding or reality. I feel like there's a truth that's coming towards us real fast, real heavy. Not only about like what we been given, but more about who we are. You know, that's what's sticking out for me. Like this heavy truth about who we are. Like you cannot hide. You can't escape this. Um, and what we have is nice. That's cool. We worked for it or whatever. But it's all about who we are, right? Because things come and go, people come and go, circumstances come and go, but we remain the same when we understand, you know, the authentic energy that we are, whatever that is for each of us. There's something about a truth bomb coming out here this month that you won't be able to deny, you won't be able to avoid, but it's a good truth bomb, right? It's good truth. It's truth that makes you get up in the morning and smile and look forward to the day. There's a good truth. And the reason why understanding who we are is more valuable than what we have is because you can lose everything. And if you have your value based in what you have, what happens to your sense of worth when, you know, maybe you did lose the house, or maybe you did, you know, get your car repossessed, or some great misfortune happens. But because of who you are, you understand that, you know, yeah, that I'm having a difficult moment, but you know what? See me in about a year or two and watch me get it all back, right? Watch me go out there because I know who I am and what I'm capable of. Watch me go out there and maybe even do even better, right? There's something about understanding that's going to come really clear towards us this particular month about our identity, our intrinsic worth, which may also, just as importantly, tie us into our connections with others too. Because if you don't know like who you are, how is that affecting those that, you know, are connecting to you for your sense of purpose, right? And you're not operating in it. It's almost like that. But there's something that's going to be, it's going to drop like a bomb, but it's a good bomb, okay? Some good news, some good revelation coming in February for someone. And I feel like it's about identity. I also feel like we'll be moving away. I'm always talking about moving away because I feel like life is too short to deal with anything that does not add value. And does it mean that it won't add value at some time in the future? Not necessarily, but to have that sense of authority or autonomy to dictate what that is. That's what we're being called to do, to demonstrate that level of leadership over our own lives. And there's going to be some balance that comes in this month because you choose to expand as opposed to remaining in this space. And I don't even feel like it's comfortable. I feel like it's a very chaotic, a very malicious situation or space, right? That you'll be expanding out of and experiencing a lot of balance this month. Moving from, you know, this critical thought pattern to, you know what, I'm not even finna argue with myself anymore. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do the next best thing. And you're just gonna move. I feel like that's going to teach you or place you in more balance for yourself. Yeah. That will also close off a lot of things that needed to be closed out already when you decide to make this move forward this month. And open the door to what should be in your life. It's almost like moving away from the chaos over there that will then usher you over here to something a little bit more aligned for you. So this may be about you realizing, and moving to different spaces that will not only be spaces that you'll be pouring into, but they'll be pouring into you too. It actually is a really beautiful reading. I'm happy to read this. For the month of February, there is a lot going on internally and externally. A lot of profound revelations, some very significant endings to situations that's going to usher you over to other situations that you'll be glad you were open to step into. And I'm just hearing creativity. Creativity. Some of it will be born out of you connecting with others. Some of it will be born out of you dealing with your own pain, your own healing, processes. Some of it will be born out of like celebration and being open to welcome in new experiences. And some of it will be born out of you choosing to step out of that old pattern, that old path into something that will stretch you and expand you, right? It is quite profound, this energy that I'm reading tonight. I like it. I like it. Next, I'm going to pull a card because I feel like identity is just really banging at the back of my head here with what we will be having come towards us this month. There's something about identity and truth bombs about that, around that. Nevertheless, it's good though. Let's see what Spirit has to say. I'm going to pull one of my animal oracles and see what we have. What do we need to know about our identity this month? That's the last message, and we'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. For all of my 2 or 3 people, but that's okay. Sometimes I reach 10, I'll be like, okay. So let's see. Let's see. What do we need to know about identity in the month of February? What would you reveal to us? Some of us may even be solidifying what that is. Like you may know, but we may be moving into a place where that is unfreaking deniable. Like no second guessing ourselves. What do we need to know, Spirit? Okay, nothing's coming out. These cards are hard to really, they still kind of stick together. And then they're so big too, right? It can be difficult shuffling without dropping it all over everywhere. Okay. What if that a number 47 comes out? Okay. B Spirit comes out, number 7. And 57 comes out. All right. I like it. And I don't even know what it's going to say yet. All right. So, first of all, I guess I'll show you the animals that came out because they could be animals that you have some type of association or connection with. So I have pig spirit, I have bee spirit, and one of my favorites, I have squirrel spirit. Okay. Now, pig spirit is number 47. That turns into an 11. Also, a favorite number. It's talking about being responsible, using your mind wisely. Remember, we were talking about ruminating? That is kind of like that emotional energy that will be forced on you, I'm hearing this month. But also, there is a part of that where you have the autonomy there, you have the control and the power. That may be the lesson, like to be able to take that and alchemize that or transmute, that energy, ruminating, turning your thoughts around and around. Didn't I just say that? I said that as the message was getting started. Spirit is just verifying, turning your thoughts around and around in your head, but not really moving. It's just kind of like running in place, not really moving or getting decisive or coming up with a solution. So, pig spirit is really trying to protect us from analysis paralysis, right? We may be dealing a little bit with the tendency or the temptation to do that this month, but what we're going to do is we're going to let our minds rest this month, and we're going to let our intelligence mingle with the mysteries of our intuitive minds, our intuitive guidance, right? We're going to just release this grip that we have on the things that never made sense from the past, the answers that we never got, the clarity that never came. We're going to release those things and live our life. Okay. That's what we're going to do this month. As a matter of fact, it's a good time to really think about things that we need to release, like right now, before they even come up. Prepare ourselves because we already know what those things are. Prepare ourselves to say, no, you can't have my mind today. Mm-mm. Get somebody else to do it. Mm-mm. No, you can't have an hour of my time. I have other things I need to do that I could use that mental energy for, that intuitive energy for. And so it might be good to kind of think about what those things could be right now so we can even put in the declaration that we're releasing them before they even come up. Anything that represents fear or confusion, that would keep us stagnant, we're releasing that right now. Yes. And so that is pig spirit. Now, when we look at bee spirit, this is, before I even look at it, it's giving me energy of like working. That came out a lot here too, working. And then it also gives me the energy of collaboration, coming together with others. I got that energy here this month, the energy that is available here that you'll be in this month. It's a number 7, a very spiritual number. And sweet results await is what the message says for bee spirit. And what do we know about bees is that they are, I think, next to ants, or maybe they compare, right? Because they do pollinate the world. Some insects are like the most resilient and determined, very valuable, right? I always say we don't give nature enough credit. Like we overlook so many things that we take for granted, right? And the bee is one of them. And so the bee spirit comes in, it says sweet results await. But for you, this spirit is coming in kind of like providing some level of protection. And in that providing protection, you're being asked to reflect and to be honest with self. When we look at what is attainable and what's possible, right? Are we looking and hoping, but we never take action on it because we really don't believe that it's possible? Ooh, that's going to sting somebody. Wow. Because we really don't believe that it's possible. We just flirt with the idea. We don't really believe it's possible. And then you could be someone who always looks at others and sees them, kind of enjoying their honey. We're talking about bees, right? Enjoying their honey. And you wonder how they ended up in that position, to be able to have all this honey that they're enjoying. Where's yours? Like, how can you get yours and, get yours to come in? And so the bee spirit is asking us to be honest and asking us to take a very serious account of what's happening within, not what it looks like on the outside, right? Because some days I get up and I feel like, but you'll never know because I've mastered how it's supposed to be, how I'm supposed to be, especially with work, right? Many times we got to convince ourselves to even get up and go. What does that say about the facade we put on at the workplace? It says a lot, but this is about really getting honest and separating illusion from reality, or separating a delusion from future possibilities. What's really possible? Like, do you really, when you look at what it is that you desire, and it could be, because it's bringing it up here, you could be someone that's looking around a lot and you're looking at how people are living and some of the experiences that they're having. And you're like, well, how did they get there? How did that happen? How did they get that? And you're like, well, I've worked hard my whole life. I wouldn't mind, but do you really, really see yourself there? Can you see yourself there? Are you able to really trust, that there is enough for everybody, right? If you're able to witness it, that means you can do it. Somebody else did it. Now, the worker bees is about work, right? Many of them fly miles and miles just pollinating the land. It's about work. Spirit is not saying you can't have it. Spirit is saying, listen, that's possible if you're willing to do the work, right? You can do it. Sweet results await. They await what? You, after, right, putting in the work, after doing what it takes to reap the harvest that you want, right? And this also may address, some of the energy that was coming out this month about doing too much too. If you find yourself in situations where you're doing a lot, but not really getting a lot back, not having a lot of balance with what you're putting out and what you're bringing in. That was one of the things that's coming towards you, is balance. You choosing to move towards expansion, not staying in that same negative, staticky, stagnant energy, just making the choice to move forward. And it don't have to be all dramatic. You could just simply just make the decision to step out of the old pattern or the old place and into something new. And it starts right here. It starts right here. And you don't have to overwork to do it, right? This is something that's going to be really balanced. That's what Spirit is saying. And so it's necessary for everything to be in balance. Yes, it is going to take work, right? But also there needs to be an equal amount of care for all the hard work that you do. Make sure that you put in your self-care time and put in your rest time to stop and take care of yourself too. That's the greatest lesson that I have learned, is knowing that I'm worth every moment of rest, because I do work hard. And I know many of you do too. You better not get no attitude or feel no kind of way when it's time for you to do for yourself, right? That is the reward for your work. You being able to do and choose yourself and know when it's time to really stop and recharge and take care of yourself. That's just as important as doing the work, okay? Don't have to be afraid that it's not going to get done if you take a day off. We're not doing none of that no more. We putting our money where our mouth is this year, all this year, right? Don't say what you're not going to do. If you said you're going to do it, you better do it. Listen, and don't overpromise, try to be really balanced in all that you do. And for all of the hard work that you do, make sure you reward yourself for it too. Spirit is wanting you to know that, okay? This is a very essential part of this process. Okay. So you may need to take some breaks, some very intentional breaks in February. Okay. And don't be feeling guilty. Don't do that. You better enjoy your breaks. The last energy about our identity that's coming out here is about believing in yourself, almost like believing. That was that energy, this energy of this revelation, like really, really understanding, embodying, really believing in yourself, in who you are, with the squirrel spirit here, which brings a little bit of, the energy of life being a little bit unpredictable sometimes. And, not every day is going to be Sunday. Sometimes we will be tempted to question what's going on here. Like, life is unpredictable that way. And sometimes we can get a little bit shook up in that area. And especially as we step into new places, right? It take a minute to build the confidence, back up. Maybe these were, as there is a seat that was always meant for you. You have to come way from across the way to get to that seat. And it may take a minute for you to get, a little bit adjusted to this seat that's always been meant for you. And of course, there's a lot that comes along with that. Or maybe stepping into those shoes that you never thought you would fit, and you finally step in, you're like, oh, this is nice. Or you have all these different abilities now that you step into these shoes. But also along with that comes the development of character and integrity, and this understanding that this is something that just is. You didn't really need to prove anything here. It just is, like having that level of confidence in who you are this month. I feel like that's going to be made crystal clear. And so there are things, though, that life throws at us, and they're unpredictable, that can shake us up a little bit, or, cause our vision of what our potential is to be a little bit hazy, especially when things get challenging. It could cause us to lose sight of what was so crystal clear, even like just months before. But the thing about that is, Spirit is still saying that there's something here that you maybe have forgotten, that will be coming back to you, or you'll be just really solidifying that this month, all about your strengths. And sometimes don't nothing make you forget who you are, like a long battle. You ever been in a relationship that just was like, what the heck? What the heck was that? And how did I get there? And you didn't really see it clearly till you stepped outside of it, and you look back and you're like, wow, when did I become that person? Nothing makes you forget like a bad relationship. I'm not going to tell you how bad it can get, but it can get pretty bad. Forget how you were strong, your strengths. You forget like what you knew. Have you forgetting everything? But here, and I don't know if that's for somebody, but Spirit is just letting you know, you've always been this person. This is who you are. Believe. Did you forget? And if you did, then I need you to remember. Maybe you never knew. Well, now it's time to know. Okay, now it's time. But remember your strengths, your wisdom, and your abundance. Remember, come on, it's time. You've come too far. You've done too much. You've invested so much of yourself, right? Now let's carry it through. Don't start second guessing now, right? Don't get the forgetful spirit now, right? So Spirit is just trying to remind us, even though we've gone through some difficulties, they didn't last forever. It's just a little bit of moment. I like to tell people that when they're going through, this is just one moment in time, and this is going to be over. This too shall pass. And then you'll be able to use this as a point of reference for appreciation in the future, for gratitude, so we don't settle in with that Nine of Pentacles and forget that everybody ain't able, Don't get too comfortable or too snooty. right? I'm not going to say what I'm thinking of saying because I know Spirit don't want me to offend nobody tonight. But that's what Spirit is saying. Don't let either side get to you. Like, don't get so, uppity and snooty that you forget where you came from. But at the same time, don't let hard times make you forget who you are. Right? It's time to look back at you, look back at your life and remember, times when you were connected with your highest good and how everything that you've needed has been provided, right? Everything that you have needed has been provided, even during the challenging times. And this is a time to realize how much you are loved and adored. There's something really high level in vibing. That's why I said this is a good revelation around, it's like a truth bomb about who you are and how you're treasured and valued and thought of, especially the thought of place. And you can't hide this. You can't hide this. And so there's something being revealed, something that's going to be opened up and will be in plain sight. This is actually aligning with some of the energy that came out in the spread. And so the most frustrating thing is when everybody see you in that light of beauty and wonder, and you don't even see it. It's like, and sometimes that happens, right? Everybody see us in our highest light, and we are the ones that have the most difficult time seeing that about ourselves. Well, the Spirit Squirrel is bringing that up to help you to know just how poised and ready for what is coming you are. And so Spirit is saying to trust yourself, okay? Trust yourself and trust that you have who you need, okay? We got ancestors on board, on deck, always been there. Maybe we didn't realize it. We got angels camped around, protecting, serving, providing, orchestrating. We got spirit guides that's leading us. And of course, we have source that is within, guiding us from within. That's the most important. And all of those things are us. All of them are us. It's all being guided and enveloped from the inside out. That's the beautiful thing. The Spirit is saying, believe it. Stop playing with it. Just believe it. So February may be a month of a little bit of a solidity of identity. It's all working together for that purpose, okay? That's what I have. Let me know if that resonates. And I'm actually going to end it out also with a bit of a some more Palo Santo, because that was a good message. That was a good message, good energy that we are currently in. We're already in it. We're experiencing it right now as we're talking. Don't take it for granted and don't let it pass you by. Okay? And you may be in a good place. You may be in one of the best places that you've ever been. Don't you dare believe that that's where you're supposed to end. There's more to come. This was all about potential. And you making it to the place that you've been called to from the beginning of time. Okay? From the beginning of time. Imagine that. So we're going to seal this off with a little Palo Santo. Om And we receive that message. Yes, that's for all of us. And so the Om, that's the sound I was led to make, taps into the third eye. The third eye. I've yet to do the last chakra. We ended at the third eye. There's something aligned with that this month. That may even be sharpened, opened more, awakened. Yeah. If you have not watched my third eye healing, and it's not really a tutorial, but it's just me sharing my healing journey and how I've internalized that process through tapping into the energy, the 7 basic energy focal points of the body. So I just did the 6th one, which was the Myrrh. That's the name in Kemetic. In Sanskrit, it is, and in Myrrh, in Kemetic, it's the first eye. In Sanskrit, it's called the third eye, and it's considered the third eye chakra or the pineal gland. And so that is kind of like what we summed up this message with, a little bit, a moment of tapping into our inner selves. Do you ever stop and just take note of what it feels like to be inside of your body, looking out? Like, what does it feel like to be you? And I don't mean you as far as personality. I mean to be you. What does it feel like to be inside of your body energetically? You know? And so this might be experiential this month too. It might be experiential this month. So just be open for anything. I did get all, really good energy. And so I'm excited about February. Just for no other reason than how fast time is flying. Like, we just started the new year. We're already headed into March. Just imagine how that could go if we get focused and centered and pointed, or if we start creating rituals and routines around things that we want to see as we move forward, if we really tap into the potential, right? Oh yeah, baby. All right, so that's what I have for you. Thank you for stopping by. Something about these late night readings, there might be some of these in February, I don't know. There just seems to be something a little bit more aligned right now for the evenings. And so you may see me a lot more during the evenings. We'll see. Okay. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. Thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. And I will see you all next time. It has been Blood Moon Oracle. My name is Leticia, and thank you for stopping by.